Okay, in this section, we're going to solve systems. So instead of one line, we're going to do 2 lines on a graph. And basically, there's going to be 3 scenarios. One is if the lines intersect with each other, there's going to be one answer where they intersect with each other. 2, they'll never intersect with each other. They'll be parallel lines. And that'll be a no solution because they never intersect with each other. Or 3, you might draw the line, and what happens is you draw the line right on top of it, so it's many solutions. So those are the 3 types of scenarios that you're going to have when you graph 2 lines. So let's see what happens in the first problem. So basically all we're doing in 3.1 is graphing. In order to graph, you have to get y alone. So I got y alone by subtracting x to both sides. So this one is done because all I did was subtract x to both sides. This one, x minus y equals 4. I'm going to subtract x. And then I'm going to make y positive, so it's a positive x minus 4. So now that I have y alone, I can graph both of these. This is called the Y-intercept, so I'm going to put my first dot at 6, right there. And the slope is a -1, so I'm going to go down 1 and over 1. And I want you to keep putting dots, points on your graph and connect your dots. You put your first dot at a -4 right here, and the slope is a +1. And you have to keep going because you can tell that both of these lines are going to intersect with each other. So you have to keep going until they intersect with each other. It's this one right here, they intersected, and you have to tell me where they intersect for the solution. The solution to this problem is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. What this means is I found the answer that works in both of these, and I can check it. 5 plus 1 equals 6, 5 minus 1 equals 4. So I found the right solution that works in both of them. Okay, the next one, example number 2. The first thing I'm going to do is subtract 2x to both sides and change them all to their opposite. So I changed them all to their opposite. So here's my new equation by getting y alone for that one. This one, I'm going to subtract 2x and I'm going to subtract 12. So I subtracted 2x and I subtracted 12. And I'm going to divide everything by 3. So that's the first thing you have to do if you don't have y alone. Some of these on your worksheet, the y will be already alone. So you're going to put your first dot at a -4. And the slope is 2 over 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go up 2 and over 1, 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 and so on. This one, I'm going to put my first dot at a -4, and I'm going to go down 2 and over 1, 2, 3. And when I connect my dots, I can see that these 2 lines intersect, and where they intersect is at 0, -4. And I think we only have 2 more templates to show you. I just showed you how 2 points intersect, and now the next 2 are probably going to be those other 2 scenarios. This one's already done for you, the y's alone. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to subtract 3x to both sides. And I'm going to divide everything by 2, which gives me y equals 3 minus 3/2 of an x. So the first thing you have to do is get y alone. I'm going to put my first dot at 3, 1, 2, 3. And my slope is down 3 and over 2, down 3 and over 2, and I connect my dots. I put my first dot at a -1, and I go down 3 and over 2. Do you notice that these lines are parallel? Parallel lines never meet. There's going to be no solution for this problem because they'll never intersect with each other. And the last scenario, remember I talked about if they meet in one spot, if they never meet, or if they meet everywhere because they're right on top of each other. So this is the last scenario, is when they're right on top of each other. So 4y equals a positive x minus 8, because I added x and I subtracted 8, and now I'm going to divide by 4. So y equals a fourth of an x minus 2. So that's the first equation, getting y alone. And then up here, I'm going to do a negative 2y equals 4 minus a half of an x. I got rid of the half an x, and I'm going to divide everything by a negative 2. And I'm going to get y equals 4 divided by negative 2 is a negative 2, plus a half of a half is a fourth x. As you can see, they both have the same y-intercept, negative 2, and they both have the same slope. That means these lines are going to be right on top of each other. So I'm going to put my first dot at a negative 2, because that's the y-intercept, and I'm going to go up 1 and over 4. And basically, I'll do the other one in a different color. I'm going to put my first dot at a negative 2, and I go up 1 and over 4. It goes right on top of each other. So where do they intersect? They intersect everywhere. It's many solutions. So that's what you're doing in 3.1.